Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to provide some basic information for yourself to build up a very clear, good spiritual foundation. Even in the conventional life, you should have some kind of understanding regarding the life and the behavior and the environment and the very nature of the life. So that understanding will allow yourself to adjust for that rather than struggling with it. And at the same time, for the spiritual life, that whatever you have done so far in your life may be not enough for you to fulfill your enlightenment or the complete, come to the completion of your liberation. So then there are some part or maybe missing within yourself. So this authentic information, organic information will help you to fix that and become more complete within yourself. And at the same time that we bring the information in one part, at the same time you have to develop the practice part also. Because this journey doesn't go only from collecting information. There should be some kind of practice part you have to uplift and develop. So the most of time what we see, people so eager to get into new informations, but they neglect their practice part. Because without practicing, without uplifting your awareness, or without tuning to higher level of mental vibration, the kind of like frequency, whatever the informations they are, you may not going to get it. So then that's why maybe as example, when you read a book, and maybe you from beginning to end, you already read the book, and but very condition of the mind, sometimes we neglect the very condition of the mind also affect to get the very message from the book. But if you are capable to uplift the awareness or the condition of the mind when you read the book, when it come to the second time, and you may see more information, and by the time you are capable to get the informations out of the very real message out of the book, when you really tuning to the right vibration or the frequency. So the meditation the same. So in your spiritual practice the same. So then bring some attention, be aware regarding your practice day by day, day by day. So You are interfering with the conventional life. You do a lot of activities, nothing wrong with that. We have to go with that. But at the same time, no, don't neglect your practice. That is the important, especially when it comes to busy days, tired days. You know, sometimes we do all other things, but we neglect practice. No, it doesn't matter whatever the day that in conventional life, this is for you. This is for your inner development. So when it comes to the purification, the very purpose of practicing meditation is purifying our mind, our inner awareness, making very clear, sharpening it. We can't sharpen by just developing only the thoughts. We have to sharpen it, developing the awareness. So how we can get into that awareness? So in the beginning, we have to get out of the reflection or the mirror thoughts. That means that always we depending from our past to the future. So that's why we come to the present moment and settle down there. For that, we take the help out of the primary mental object. That is our inhalation, exhalation 24/7. It is available wherever you are. So it is available with you. And it is free. And anytime you can tune to that. Another thing is the very sensation of the body. And be aware about the bodily postures. And if you are capable to be aware about your mind, and be aware about the phenomena, the very nature, the very behavior, the dharma of this body, the very nature of the body. So that understanding will allow you to recognize this body, this experience, this moment of experience happens out of certain facilities. So one is the nature of the environment. In this very moment, look at that. This very moment of your existence depend out of the environment. And one thing is the environment, other thing is the perception, what you perceive. So environment is something, it's totally different nature, behavior. And at the same time, the perception, the very character of the very nature, very behavior of the perception is totally different. It is another thing. And then your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, organs. So just imagine, it's totally different behavior. It's nothing to do with the environment, but it functioning deeply with the connecting to the environment. The environment, perception, and there's your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. And in the deeper, then go to the inward. That means it start to convert to consciousness. So the environment, the perception, all the organs start to become something. When it turns to consciousness, it's totally different way of behavior. It's kind of like we are so grounded here like this, you know, that we have very balance, and we can move here and there. We can, you know, we can maintain this environment. But how about when you go out of the space? What is the behavior there? It's totally different. But that difference, even though that the behavior, there is a connection. So like that, once it becomes consciousness with your eye perception, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind perception, it becomes eye, ear, nose, tongue, body consciousness. Then that consciousness anymore not responsible for the perception or the nature. It's responsible for your feelings. So once it becomes feelings, and it will start to go with the thoughts and the memory. And once it becomes memory, it's totally different behavior from the environment. See, that's just when you are tangled with the thoughts or the memory, you can get lost there, and you anymore don't feel, you don't see anymore the connection with the environment, or even you don't feel like you exist here. So that much is powerful. But the same thing, so this is a pattern again and again, again and again happening. But what the meditation does, it brings back this connection and harness this, and while it happening, reconnect it, that all the disconnecting parts, the nature, the environment, the perception, objects, and your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, and the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind consciousness, and the feelings, and out of that feelings, the awareness. It brings everything together to one line. No separation. You don't get lost there. You keep the connection in the environment, in the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, object there. Your awareness tuned to that, not tuned to the memory, not tuned to kind of like something far away from the moment. So once you tune to that level, what happened? Your greed, hatred, and the delusion become very weak. There's no space for greed, hatred, or the delusion in the present moment. So our mind need to purify from the greed, hatred, and the delusion. So the meditation is a method to purify our mind. So once you come to the present moment, in that very present moment, you get out of the greed, hatred, and the delusion. So what does that mean? If there is a greed, hatred, and the delusion arise in you, that means you are not in the present moment. That means you are with the memory. Maybe you have to think about the future, or maybe you have to think about the past. In the present moment, there is no way that you can have the greed, hatred, and the delusion. So this purification of this mechanism that introduced by the Buddha. So before the Buddha, that there were people look for purification. They knew they have to get out of this. But what they did many other different things. They used to go and worship something. They asked for something to be purified. And they look for initiation from somebody else to get the purification for them. And sometimes they go to the water and believing that holy water will purify us. And they go to the mountains and start to do a lot of pujas, rituals, believing that will purify us. But that not going to bring the deeper purification. So then there was a kind of like an argument with the rituals and the ethics. Which one is better? So before the ethics, the people used to practice the lot of rituals to purify. And then some people start to practice the ethics. So then out of that both, this meditation practice is totally different. So then what the Buddha mentioned, that whatever the rituals you do, whatever the ethics you practice should help for your mental development. That means to gain the wisdom or to purify your inner greed, hatred, and the delusion. So in case if you practice something to increase your greed, hatred, or the delusion, then your purification not going to happen. Your final result not going to become profitable. So then, as in that, so the people used to go to the river and used to jump into it and start to bath and wash themselves, believing, oh, it's going to, bring the clarity, or it will wash my all the sin. And there, during Buddha's time, there was a servant girl called Punna, and she always used to go to take water. Early in the morning, she go to the river and get the water. So one day she went there, and then while she was there was a Brahman came to that river to have a bath early in the morning. And early in the morning, he saw this woman and he thought it is a bad sign. And he got a little bit mad. And then he jumped into the water. It was very cold and freezing. And this servant girl, she was so wise, So she asked, what the heck you doing in this early in the morning in this freezing water? You will die. Why you jump to this river? They say, then he told, because it purifies us. I want to get clean myself. And it has power to clean all the sin. So then the Punna asks, how possible that? How the water can purify this people's karma? So then how about all the murderers, butchers, and all the thieves, the bad people, whoever in the society do all the bad things? Do you think that when they come and jump into the river, they're going to get clean? And then she got another argument that how about all the frogs, crocodiles, fish, that whoever in this river, do you think they are purified than you? And then he started to think about it, this servant girl, what she telling this early in the morning? It's kind of like hitting a thunderbolt to him, because they did not used to accept something from women. They had a kind of like a, very gender hierarchy, believing, oh, only the men, know things. And somehow, what happened? And then she again told, hey, be very careful. You know what? That if the water can clean your sin, and it has power to clean your merits also. By hearing that, this Brahman jump out of the water. Because if he clean he wash away all his good karma, what will happen to him? And he start to think about it. It was a tradition for the people, and still people do that, But somehow it went around this, the village. Everyone start to talk about this. And she came home, and this very rich person, this Anatha Pindika millionaire, she used to work for him. And then he heard this news from the village people. Early in the morning, his servant girl went to the river, and what the argument had with this Brahman, very wise, educated, well-known, respectable. This Brahman now, start to, to believe that what this servant girl told, and he accepted that. So that is the very nature of the wise people. When you look for the wisdom, wherever you find it, you accept it. So somehow, it was a big news, around the village. And this the millionaire Anatha Pindika was so happy to hear that. And then he gave the freedom to her. Anymore, you no need to be a servant in my place. You can have your own life. So see that wisdom bring the conventional liberation also. It's not the kind of like that when you understand something, it is not only for your enlightenment. Before you go into it, that is the end. This is a journey, that this practice is a journey that brings all the abilities, the skills, and the strength to go with all the up and downs in life. So that's why when it comes to our life, day-to-day life, this inner practice, spiritual practice, is not something that separate from our conventional life. No, because when your inner purification will help you to develop this conventional life also. So then you have to remember that whatever the rituals you practice, it should go hand to hand with your mental practice also. Whatever the ethics that you follow or the belief should go with hand to hand with your mental practice also. It cannot be separate. So bring this together and look into that. If there is something that you keep doing, it doesn't make any sense, because now it doesn't make any sense. There's no any wisdom path. And sometimes we are afraid for that, maybe we keep repeating it again and again. But you have to remember, this is the life you have, and this is the path you walk. If there's something it doesn't work for you, or there's no meaning for that, if you know it cannot happen that way, you have to have the strength to get out of it. So then remember always that whatever the book we read, whatever the documentaries we watch, whatever the Dharma talks, or whatever the gurus we follows, whatever the teachers we follows, it's nothing wrong with that, anything. But still you have to remember, you have to look into yourself and see that teachings or that anything is help you to get out of the greed, hatred, or the delusion, or is it push you towards that? So then it doesn't matter whatever the path you take exit, because out of the greed, hatred, or the delusion, there is no any kind of satisfaction or the freedom going to come to you or for others. So that's why being in the present moment is one thing. And once you come to the present moment, from there, go a little bit more deeper and see the very behavior or the nature of this existence or the happening or the experience. And once you see that, you are capable to understand how this everything happens. This everything happened because of the change. And once you recognize the change, from that point, your journey going to become totally different, and it's going to shift to different level. So from there, your landscape, that the way you see regarding the world, going to become totally different. So our purpose is giving you the strength and showing you the path to climb that to the peak level, to see the landscape. Because once you see it, you don't need a kind of like a guidelines or the teacher. You don't need the path anymore. You are liberated from the path. So rituals, ethics, teachings, practice, meditation, this everything, all are tools. And there is a moment you have to be free from this all. When the total purification is there, that purification means, that purifying means That clarity means you are not bound to anything. But to get into that, we have to follow the path. So that path is being in the moment and seeing things as they are and recognizing how things come to be as it is. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck, head straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. Bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say so patveva. Oh, may I be well and happy. 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens through the sensation, recognize it. Do nothing extra. Bring my attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as the light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha, and also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhamma nudhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi Dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribundissami idhamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahannotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.